Hi guys, Scott Woodward with you to talk about Origin 3. Technically speaking, this is a dead rubber, but I think it's very much not a dead rubber. As a matter of fact, I think Queensland are good things. Now, New South Wales have only won 3 clean sweeps out of the 32 series, and I don't think they'll be making it 4. Everything possible is in the favour here for Queensland. New South Wales have already won 2014 series. The numbers in the frame, their heads won't be anywhere near like it was for Origin 1 and Origin 2, and Queensland will be desperate to get back on track, and so much so they've rushed Cronk, their key organiser, back into this side, and he has been sadly missing in Origin 1, where he only lasted for 9 minutes, and obviously wasn't there for Origin 2. But there was a lot of other reasons why Queensland were defeated, and only narrowly defeated in both 1 and 2 games. And look, I'm not going to go into the reasons why they were defeated here, but there's no excuses this time. They've got their best side with the exception of Matt Scott missing, and I think he's been well covered for, but they've got a lot of good ends back into the side, and we'll talk about them in a second. But the main reason that I like New South Wales is the fact that we've had a change of referees. Jarryd Hayne has been dropped, Ben Cummings moves up to the top referee's job, and Jared Sutton is his assistant. Now, I've got no doubt we'll get a very, very big 10 metres here, and there'll be no holding down on the ruck, and that's very much going to suit Queensland. Players like Inglis, Hodges, Thurston, Cherry-Evans, even Big Dave Taylor, and of course Billy Slater will be suited by the extra space to move. They're great runners. No question, Jarryd Hayne will also be suited by the extra space. So will Josh Reynolds, and I think Dugan, although playing in the centres, I think he'll appreciate the extra space as well. So New South Wales can certainly hurt Queensland, but they haven't got anywhere near what the play for what Queensland have. Now, the fact that New South Wales have only ever won 3 clean sweeps out of 32 series, that's 9%. That's not consistent with what price they are, and I think Queensland have very good odds here. Bookmakers have got them $1.60. As I'm doing this preview, you can get -4. I think that's outstanding value. New South Wales $2.50, and you can get +4.5. That's more than a converted try. I wouldn't want to take those odds. I think Queensland will be winning by more than that margin. It's significant to note the last time New South Wales won a series and they had to play to go for a coin sweep at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane was in 2003, and they got beat 36 points to 6 by Brisbane, Queensland, in that particular game. I think the ends for Queensland are good. Brent Tate comes in, Will Chambers comes in for Brent Tate. I think that's like for like. I think they're both outstanding players. Daly Cherry-Evans goes onto the bench and Cronk comes in. That will give the Queensland team much better organising, talking, and a much better tactical kicking game. Something that's been sadly missing in games 1 and 2. As good a player as what Cherry-Evans is, he's just not used to this configuration and this setup at the moment. I've got no doubt he'll be a big Queensland star in years to come. 2014 may have come just a little bit early for him. Jacob Lillyman comes in for Matt Scott. Look, there's no question that that's a loss, but to be fair, Jacob Lillyman has been one of the form front rowers in the NRL for 2014, and in fact been in better form than Matt Scott at club level. And I thought Matt Scott was disappointing in game 1, and of course he got injured in game 2, which didn't help the Queensland side. Corey Parker's in for Chris McQueen. That's a massive in for Queensland. Corey Parker is just wonderful work rate. Hits the ball up very well. Will play up a bit of front row, I think, but also has got excellent ball skills and just got an incredible motor. I like the fact that they've left Dave Taylor onto the bench. I think they're going to need his size, particularly in the last 5 or 10 minutes of both halves. But look, Greg Inglis, I think, has been reasonably quiet in games 1 and 2. I can't imagine that that's going to happen again in this game. But the guy who's really been quiet is Johnathan Thurston, and he had a shocker in game 1. Game 2 was a little bit better, but he hasn't been a star, and he is a star. So you have to think that we'll see the best of Johnathan Thurston here. We know we'll get a great game from Cronk. We always do. Cam Smith has been fantastic in games 1 and 2. Just like Robbie Farah, he's co-hooker on the other side of the fence. They've both been fantastic, as they always are. They're both terrifically consistent. Now, there's no question that New South Wales can win this game with guys like Jarryd Hayne and getting more space. But when I look at some of the plays in their side and I look at the Queensland side, and I'm running them in terms of dollars, there's significant more money on the Queensland side, and they're playing at home, and they really have got something to play for. This will be the last game, I think, for a couple of the players in the Queensland side. Guys like Justin Hodges, for instance, I don't know if we'll be seeing him go around again next year. But I look at the team, and I look at the halfback Trent Hodkinson, and look, he scored the winning try for New South Wales in Game 2. He was a hero and seems a wonderful guy, and it was really good to see. But let's be honest, he's not in the top 5 halfbacks in the NRL, and until he got that try, he wasn't doing a great deal. Wasn't doing a great deal in attack. I thought his kicking game was disappointing. His defence was outstanding, but really that's not what he was there for. He was there to do a little bit more than that. But he got the try when it was counted, and history will say that he was the hero. The fact of the matter is he's making Cooper Cronk. I don't think he's in Cooper Cronk's class, and I don't think he's in Daly Cherry-Evans' classes coming off the bench. And I just think in terms of class, when I do my form for champion picks on the NRL games, and I put many hours into analysing each game, and I just put an enormous amount of emphasis in the spine. And I look at this spine, and I look at the New South Wales spine, and there's just a monumental difference and look, I'm a fan of Josh Reynolds. I think he's a wonderful player. Hope to see him for many years for New South Wales. But if I'm going to put Josh Reynolds and Trent Hodkinson up against Johnathan Thurston and Cooper Cronk, in all honesty, it's far up and radish. And I think that's the big edge that Queensland have got. I think that they're playing back at Suncorp Stadium where they have an incredibly high win rate ratio. And I think not only will they win, I think they'll be winning very comfortably. And while the series is gone, and congratulations to New South Wales, in terms of bunting, take the $1.60 if you can get it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more like $1.50, $1.52 come kick-off time. And I think it'll be more like a converted try. So at the moment, you can get under a converted try, -4. I think that's outstanding value. My strong advice to you is that you should take it. I think it's good odds. I hope you enjoy the series. I know it's not going to be a series win or a series loss for anybody. It's all over. But hey, it's a state of origin, and it's going to be enjoyable. I hope you enjoy the night. I know I will. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.